Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Let's read together from the Archbook series, Jesus Shows His Glory. Jesus is showing His glory to two close disciples here. Of all of His disciples, these are the two people that He appears to. They're getting older here in age as well. They're going to see Jesus with His whole glory here before Jesus even dies on the cross and is resurrected. And it's going to be on a mountain. Here they are starting to talk. They're in this scene where Jesus is showing His glory. He is the promised Messiah. He is the Son of God, and He's displaying that to His two closest friends here on earth and those who are followers of Him. This is the front and side cover. Here it is. It is written by this story, Jonathan Skade. Illustrations by Bill Clark. And this is going to be taken from Matthew 17, 1 to 13. Mark 9, 12 to 13. And Luke 9, 28 to 36. Our children's version today is going to be about this story where Jesus is showing here with the physical eyes His glory, because they are able to witness this and God allowed them to see this. It is something that they wanted to note down, to mark down. And here we go. We're going to get started here with this story, how it's captured and why it's important. Over the years, God gave His people helpers to show them His word. Prophets and priests and judges and kings did the work of the Almighty Lord. Moses and Elijah were two of the greatest who served God in these days of old. Moses received the Lord's 10 commandments and led Israel from slavery's hold. Through the prophet Elijah, a dead boy arose, and Baal was declared a false god, and all of the wonders of Elijah and Moses pointed forward to the Son of God. Pointed here that all of these things are because of the one true God and the Son of God, who is to come here down on earth at some point in history. And it will be this very pivotal time of all history. Once Jesus went walking with Peter and James and John, each one a dear friend. So not only were there two, but there were three, a set of brothers and Peter. The men followed Jesus high up a mountain, where His glory they soon would attend. Then as the disciples watched Jesus' face, they were filled with awe and amazement. He shone like the sun in splendor and grace, and was dressed in a dazzling white garment, which displayed glory, which displayed on high's light, presence, glory, a wonderful radiance here. And so it's on His garment right now that they're able to see again before even Jesus finished His mission here on earth. So it's like Jesus shone like an angel, right? The angel of the Lord Himself, of course. But that was not all the disciples saw. From heaven appeared two men who had come to show Jesus kept all of God's law and made words of the prophets come true. Who had come to show Jesus kept all of God's law and made words of the prophets come true. Here to be witnesses, here to be declaring here who God is. Two of the greatest people who worked for the Lord here, who served the Lord, who did mighty things for the Lord, is now appearing His witnesses as confirmation here. He is the Messiah. He's the Son of God. Elijah and Moses were these two great men with whom Jesus now stood and talked. Seeing their master right next to them, the frightened disciples just gawked. The prophets and Jesus spoke of the future, how He'd die in Jerusalem. They spoke of the freedom Jesus would bring. Through His death, forgiveness would come. So not only are they echoing here prophecies, but coming to give interpretation, clarity, and emphasis that there's importance and truth in these prophecies. Listen carefully as well. Be attentive to them. They all point to Jesus here, and through His death, forgiveness would come, cleansing of our sins, being made whole again. And this is the reason why Jesus has come. Now you have to understand here, Jesus has come for us. He is here and he is going to be the one that changes the lives of everyone forever, and wants to give us that experience here of knowing him and being changed by him, right? So here is about this prophecy. We have to remember it's the death of one who is to come in Jerusalem specifically, but that death would bring freedom and forgiveness, right? So all of these disciples didn't know what to do, how to react fully, right? They were feeling a little frightened and scared, because this was something very surprising, unexpected, and just so much reverence here to what's going on. But they knew deep down not to fear, and that there was some good news linked to this, and so that they just had to pay attention closely.